mezcal. Let's see. First 2 ounces of Madre mezcal. Yeah, sounds about right. And then 1 ounce lime juice. I didn't juice lime, so I'm just gonna kind of squeeze some halves in here. And once again, you guys follow the recipes, and I'm just gonna squeeze some stuff together. I tried this before, and you know what? The good thing about booze is it always just tends to work out. Always, 100% works out for the best. Jason, want to gorilla grip these things?
The limes have been real dry lately.
Yeah, that is not the juice and super. But always ask a drummer. Oh, that's good. You don't want to do.
No, you do.
What? Nah. I'm not gonna have more mezcal.
One out.
Sure me, dude. Jeez. So strange. I'm gonna need some more ice too. And then let's see. All right, we're going 1 ounce of pineapple juice, but I'm making kind of a double or triple batch here, so that seems about right. It's all about color with me. Agave syrup. This is the magic stuff. I never really thought about just adding this. Sometimes it's like the difference between ordinary and extraordinary, that little extra. 0.5 ounces of that. Hold on. And then let's shake it up. Where the hell?
Do you guys have a bar? Do you guys have a bar on the tour bus, or does it get this elaborate with drinks?
Oh, it doesn't get this elaborate. We kind of like pour things in our mouth and just go.
I mean,
it shakes up that way, right? Yeah.
But honestly, we're all sometimes dude on stage is just fucking hot, and so having just a cold drink, this is lovely. Let me get some stuff here.
The great thing is you guys can drink on the job.
Oh yeah,
that's a wonderful profession. Yeah.
Like, it's not function over fashion situation. Let's give this a go. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Woo! That is lovely. And like I was saying earlier before the live stream, we're up here in the Pacific Northwest, and we haven't seen good weather in a while, and it is hot. Spring has sprung. We're into it. We're getting in the river directly after this, and this will be a lovely accomplice to my float. Yeah, that's great. All right. Who needs a refill? I already made some, but who's in? Yeah, you need some more.
Looking at some of the videos of you guys following along. Look at Guto Araki. Look at that shape.
See, we got to see it. Let me get it.
Look at that shape, Guto. Woo.
I gotta say, you asked us to be here, and here's the thing about ingredients and recipes are meticulous and perfect, but you gotta have that. You gotta have the love, and you gotta have the care. Sometimes, we play rock and roll, man. Shit ain't perfect. You want perfect music? Beethoven.
Well, let me play it at that. Just like cooking and music, you learn the rules and then you break them. This is a classic example of just breaking them.
Yeah,
just to be clear.
But clearly, I know the rules. I know the booze. The booze knows me. We're great friends, and I got an attribute thing called color and mixture. And you know what? Everything's different. This recipe is a fantastic start. You know what? Life is all about context. Sometimes you want a little more pineapple juice. Sometimes you want a little more mezcal. So whatever your day is going like, make it appropriate for your situation. It's you know what I mean?
Context sensitive.
Yeah, context sensitive. That's what we do here at PTM.
We're sensitive to context.
Now I have 2 drinks.
Okay, so
I love what you're saying. I mean, you guys and myself, we always talk about, the connection with music and food. And I know, that you love food. But what you're saying about it coming from the heart and the soul, and, like once you learn the rules, it's really just expressing the soul of it, you know, and cooking's the same way. Like, you know, following a recipe, it's not something, you know, it's weird because we as like chefs and cooks, we don't really follow recipes. We write them, I guess, and I guess we construct the dish that way, like you would a song, I guess, maybe. But once we start playing it or once we start cooking it, like we don't use recipes. And it's just really, it's really about transferring that energy into the food.
And everybody that cooks it, like there's the person that writes it, it's just like a song, man. There's like, you know, before the Beatles, there are just a few songs to be written every year, and then everybody covered them, and that's just how the world worked. And it was kind of rad. It really shows you can really separate the writer and the artist and the performance and the band and everything like that. That's probably how it is with chefs. Like in your restaurant, you probably got like some of your dudes that if you come up with something, some guy, everybody puts their own spin on everything, whether they want to or not. You know, you walk in and nobody fully checks their bags at the door. You bring everything from your life and everything you've learned, and every person you've met, and every song you've heard with you. And that shows up in the things that you create. And
Absolutely, and it matters. And for all of you guys that are with us, whatever you do or are looking to do in your life, it matters. You know, like I can taste the difference between when someone is really into cooking that food or is just, you know, kind of getting by or winging it. And you know, the simplest things matter when you put everything into it.
So you know, I'm really into drinking this drink, and I think I made it pretty.
I think the drinks are working perfectly.
Should we get started cooking? Before we get, Sylvia mentioned something about being a bridge, especially with these classes and with music and food. I think that's a good segue to see your bridge, John.
Oh yeah, the bridge. Yeah.
Zach is so good. Zach can give the little tour.
Yeah, we have something really great for you guys.
Oh, good he is.
Look at where they're fucking at. I'm in a room with drywall and white paint. Look at these guys.
We got.
You guys are truly.
When I pull you over here, I can't hear the Bluetooth speaker, and it's like a little awkward. But this is the bridge in the Stick House Black Cabin Studios. It's like a shirt, and John's gonna do some pull-ups now.
Yeah, I can do it.
We got some things going on.
My little routine.
Yeah.
Oh, boom. Wow. Nice.
Just
no clapping?
No. Get some.
Every day.
$4.98, $4.99, $500.
I'll show you around the place. We got some records over here. We got some. Yeah, that's all that. We got a beautiful river here.
Wait, don't show them what?
That.
Zach, where are you in relation to the city of Portland? Like,
we are just a little bit east. We're up in Troutdale on the Sandy River, and out a little bit. We realized that we like water a lot. So both John and I live on this river, and yeah, literally after this class, got the family coming over. We're gonna hop in some kayaks and inner tubes, and I'm gonna float home. But yeah, we got a bunch of kayaks out there, pack raft, alpaca. They're our jam. And we got guns and records and all sorts of fun shit. But yeah, pretty much all about the pull-ups in this place.
Kyle?
Oh yeah.
Kyle,
All day.
Look at that. I didn't know Kyle had that in him.
I did a bunch back. You guys got to know this stuff.
Don't think I'm that here's in everyone. Let's get. Oh yeah. Here's all you got. Yeah. Trust me.
All right. Shall we get cooking? How long do we have for this class, by the way, Sylvia? Is it 1 hour? Or as long as
we
you
are
want?
flexible.
Okay.
We're flexible. I'm sure people wouldn't mind a little bit more than an hour, but whatever you guys want.
Oh no. I'm flexible too. I just didn't want to.
Start leaving.
didn't want to eat up all the time.
I mean, anyone's got better plans today?
Well, sounds like the band has the best plans. I would love to float somewhere right after this.
Go to the river.
I might float in a different way, like internally.
Hey, Roy, how did you guys meet?
No. We met through a friend, but we met. I used to run a hotel in Koreatown right by the Wiltern, the Line Hotel, and I had that project for about 5 years. And right in the early, the first few weeks of opening, we have a mutual friend, Mike D from the Beastie Boys, and also his whole camp. And there's someone named Shelby Mead, who is an amazing human being and has been around music for many decades. And she was there. We were hanging out, and she's like, "I got a couple friends coming in from the airport. I think you guys would really hit it off with each other." And it was Zach and John, and we really did hit it off from that moment.
Yeah. And then we recorded a few albums. We pretty much lived at the Line Hotel until this last year. We had collectively more days sleeping at the Line than at our own places. And so, we've hung out with Choi a lot. We just love him a ton, love his food, love his vibe. I think he's literally given me the shirt off his back twice. He literally gave me 2 shirts. I was like,
I got one of those shirts.
Yeah. Maybe it was one each, but he was like, I'm like, oh man, great shirt. And you're like, oh man, I don't wear this that much, just have it. Like literally shirt off the back. Is that like a thing you do? Do you always wear 2 shirts and just like
I wear 2 shirts. So like, I get a lot of free gear, you guys, whoever's watching. Yeah. I wear some fucking sick shirts. And then so like I always wear 2 of them. So when people like say that to me, like, oh, that's a dope shirt. And I take off the shirt and I give it to them.
It's great. It's a great move. I like it.
Yeah.
You had me.
You know, one of the coolest things I've ever seen, you're wearing your Chris Black shirt right now.
Yeah, shout out Chris Black.
Word.
Dude, I remember running into you. You're one of those few, I've run into you just like around the city. Like, it's not just at your restaurants. I've run into you at markets and just with my buddies AG and Chris. And that's the thing I will always remember of you is we ran into you. It was me and AG, his brother David, and Chris. And we ran into you, and they were freaking out after they met you. It was like the first time meeting you, we met at this market. We ran into you like 2 months later, and you remembered Chris, you remembered AG and David, and I just thought that was the coolest thing ever. I don't know how you did that, but it really did a lot for everybody. Cool.
I don't know how I did it either, but I'm glad I pulled that fucking thing out of my hat at that time. Shit. But yeah, man, I'm sure a lot of people here are PTM fans, and you know, I just wore this shirt to give love.
I got my shirt.
Some of you know who Chris Black is and was, and what an amazing human being he is.
He's the best. He's the best. I do everything for Chris.
So shall we start getting cooking?
Let's do it. I'm
step aside.
Jason's gonna take over here.
Chef Tasty is gonna take the wheel.
All right. Hey, Chef. So how extensive are we going? You guys are starting with raw ingredients, right? So we're starting from the beginning of everything?
Correct. I mean, we have everything ready to go, basically. I mean, things aren't quite measured though. And
oh, that's okay. We don't need to measure. So this is let me just premise the recipe before we all start jumping in and digging in. And you know, the train leaves the station. This is a very simple recipe. It's just, so if you look at it on paper, it's basically just kimchi inside of a quesadilla. Sounds pretty boring. Sounds like, anyone could do that. I could do that, whatever. But it's again taking 3 or 4 simple things and then trying to extract and coerce all the nuances out of it. So and that's really the essence of cooking. So I'm really excited to try this with you guys. So the first thing we got to do is take the kimchi and get the pan to like a medium kind of heat. Take the kimchi and chop all the kimchi up. Or we can just throw it as is onto the griddle. and chop it up and caramelize. But the first thing that we want to do, and whoever's cooking along, is we want to caramelize the kimchi. So again, medium heat, throw in some oil, throw in the kimchi, and get that thing to kind of cook at a medium to high heat level, moving it around quite often till it gets nice and charred, and you'll see the structure of the cabbage and the kimchi change, and it'll become almost jam.
How hot should we get the pan?
Medium.
About medium heat, like you're about the heat that you would cook possibly eggs in the morning.
Chef, I have one question from Chef's Paradise.
Okay.
Hi, Chef. Are we supposed to drain the kimchi before or throw the juice in?
No, you can throw the juice in, but you could do it two ways. You can either do it all together at once, but what I like to do is I like to take all the kimchi out and then start to caramelize it, save the juice. And then once you get to the caramelized state and you're adding the butter, that you add that juice to it. So it's kind of deglazes the pan a little bit. Okay, great.
Okay, so I didn't quite hear all that. I got smoking sexy kimchi here, and I've got Napa cabbage kimchi.
Yeah, put it all in there. So so wherever your pan is, Jason, can you show me your pan?
Yeah, it's about a 8-9 incher.
Great.
I'd measure that.
Great. So go ahead and put oil in there, and once you get it hot, just throw the kimchi right in.
Okay, it's going. So
Okay.
I guess I'm gonna go. Should I go with smoking sexy?
Yeah, you should.
What's it called? Smoking sex?
Oh, for good.
Kimchi. Yeah.
There you
Right.
go.
Give it for anybody who wants to know what is this that we're doing?
What is kimchi? It's what is kimchi? It is the apex of human food. That's what kimchi is. It's the fucking it's the tears of God falling into your mouth, man. Kimchi is the best food. It is the ultimate expression of fermentation and really bringing in the biology of our lives and the universe.
Exactly what I say about beer.
I'm sorry, I'm not giving a direct. This is how much I love kimchi, because I can't just tell you like what kimchi is like from an ingredient standpoint, because kimchi is an essence. You know, it is like an airbender-esque essence of being able to pull together all of the elements of the universe of bacteria, of biology, of spirituality, of history, of family, of love. And it's all of these things coming together into a very simple thing. And that simple thing is cabbage. It can be any vegetable, but the basic kimchi is the head of Napa cabbage, salt, and maybe some sort of seafood product like fermented shrimp or fish sauce, some red chili powder. And that's really it at the end of the day. So it's really like four things. And you can even make vegan kimchi and omit the seafood product. So it's really like three things, like salt, 3 or 4 things: salt, garlic, cabbage, and chili powder. And so then you look at these things like salt, cabbage, chili powder, and garlic, and you're like, okay, sounds simple enough. And you put those things together, and then you dig a hole, or you find a cool place under a tree, or you put it on a raft like you guys and float down a river, and you say bye to it for like 3-4 months, and then you come back to it and it becomes a totally different thing, you know. And then that thing becomes this beautiful fermented, spicy, funky product that will smell but it's so delicious. It's yeah. I guess the closest comparison would be sauerkraut. So
Yeah.
Totally, yeah.
a spicy sauerkraut. I know up in Alaska, you guys, there's a lot of fermentation in food up in Alaska that I've seen, especially with indigenous tribes and
We
families.
grow giant cabbages. Like those pound cabbages in our valley. You got to do something with them.
You got to do something, you know, and it really comes down to
can grow three things really well.
That's nice.
Yeah, they got potatoes, cabbages, and
Dipshit.
and then dude.
Yeah, you know, I love this type of cooking, you know, kimchi's and preserves and you know, drying and salting and drying, because it brings me back to a world before industrialization, before technology, you know. It's like it really takes you away from just where you are currently in your life, and and connects you, I believe, you know, with other timelines.
It's preserving and sustaining and making delicious things. There's a lot of fermentation used, and a lot of like the indigenous cultures in like the north and northwest of Alaska. They use a lot of things, like everything's in the ground and the permafrost and just fermenting, and it gets pretty gnarly up there. They're the toughest people in the world, and that's so cool to be able to do that. And this is,
I'm guessing Dennis is on here right now.
Yeah, the ground the ground is definitely underground. Was definitely nature's refrigerator before refrigerator.
Oh, for sure, that's permafrost. That's how they do, yeah.
Thermofrost, yeah. How we doing? Is the kimchi in the pan yet?
Oh yeah. It's cooking up.
Oh, good. Cooking up. Yeah. And it's so what you want ultimately, the final product you want before you add the butter is what you want is the kimchi, everything to have been broken down a little bit. It should be a little bit black all throughout the edges and the different parts of the cabbage. And then the whole consistency coming from like this crunchy kind of salady state, it should move over to this jammy, almost like caramelized onion state.
Yeah.
So that might take a few minutes. So we can move on and get the other ingredients ready while that's cooking down. So if you want to opening the packaging and everything, get things ready to start cooking your cheese, your tortillas.
Hands up, man. We're total pros.
Do I need to toast these black sesame seeds?
Toast black sesame seeds? No, you don't need to toast them. If you have white sesame seeds, you'll need to toast them just a touch.
We do.
You can do that by putting them on a sheet pan in the oven or in a pan on a very low flame.
Yeah, I got this little.
And just like with any cooking, ultimately right now, it seems like we're kind of like, you know, just buying time, but we're preparing ourselves mentally for the actual moment where we pull everything together. And that's what's called mise en place. I guess it's very similar to like right before before you guys go on stage, of making sure plugged in, you got your sound check, you know, everything's, because once you start playing, you know, you can't stop. And that's very much like cooking. So we want to have, and all of you guys cooking along with us, this is the time where we start to set up our stations. So take everything out of the packaging if they're in packaging. Set your tortillas near your griddles, get your oils ready, your butters ready, get your sauces ready, get your plates ready, get everything ready kind of in your own cockpit, so that when we're cooking, you're not running back and forth for anything. So this is the time to do that, everyone.
We'll need some ramekins.
And while we're doing that, shall we talk about Kyle's quesadilla? Kyle has a little story about quesadillas.
Sorry about quesadilla.
On the tour bus.
Pre-tour bus, just to be clear, I've been making quesadillas since I was like 12. I was just like listening to Spike One, getting in trouble, making quesadillas. But it's progressed to the tour bus. I can talk about Dylan for hours, but I know what you want to hear. Here's how you make them on the tour bus. you get the lowest grade ingredients that Scott Shevick's gonna hand you, and then you pretty much put your cheese in. Some people go crazy. I keep it real clean on the bus, so you par cook it in the microwave. This is so you want to get it melted, and then you finish it in the toaster. You just fold it in half, stick it down. It's a little bit messy, but usually we're pretty drunk, so it doesn't really matter. And then you take it out and you just gorge it down deliciously. But let me make this clear. There's been fights in our tour bus about
One or two
to
fold it to go.
yeah.
I'd like to know what he wants to do with that.
So, okay, I'll explain this a little bit deeper. What happens on a tour bus, people? You got 8 tortillas, right? They sit there in the fridge and nobody eats them. The second one guy at 5 wants to take 2 of them, it's like, hey, there's not 10 for everybody. So it starts a whole fiasco. Sometimes keyboard players get pulled out of their bunk all the way in the top, potentially breaking their arm. Therefore, I always sleep on the bottom bunk of the bus to save any potential fights regarding quesadilla. But I'm the king. I'm the king of Dillas until Roy showed up today. Now I'm just a measly peasant. Show me your way.
Well, I hope to be on the tour with you guys soon, and I want to taste that quesadilla for sure.
Okay.
Oh, we'd like that.
Yeah, I'd like to taste that.
Man, I can't wait for concerts. It sounds like concerts are coming back soon. And again, we're just filling time while we get our mise en place ready, everyone. We will get to cooking soon. It sounds like concerts are coming back, you guys. This is really exciting.
We're getting there.
Yeah, I'm starting to see stuff, especially here in LA and in Las Vegas, where I go back and forth to, where I'm seeing the billboards now for June, July, even May. I think I saw something for May. I was like, whoa.
That's the thing too. Like, food's not just about food, and the music's not just about the music. It was like a place where we could come together and exchange ideas.
Yeah.
Concerts are like, it's not. They're very similar to that. Like, they're not really about what they are. It's like all these other things that like the result of it. I don't know. Like that, like eating as like a band is like such an integral part. It's just something we've been missing, and it's where we talk about ideas and lyrics and making fun of each other.
It's too loud. It's too loud.
Is the fan too loud? I don't think the fan's too loud.
Yeah, fan.
This wasn't cheap. It was a nice one.
How's that kimchi looking?
Starting to come together, dude. Everybody.
Is it starting to get jammy?
Not quite.
Not quite yet. Okay. All right, we'll continue to set up and shoot the shit a little more. This is
What about Roy? What about people at home? Should we check out how their kimchi?
Yeah. Can you guys zoom in on some of you guys that call? I would love to see what's going on.
Yeah, show us your stoves. There we go. Here's one.
Oh, there we go. That's Sylvia. You know how to run this.
Just
look at that. Oh, look at you guys. Okay, I'm seeing you. Rachel, I see you. I think a little more. Cook a little down more. Aaron, yours is looking really good. Steve, I see where you're going with that. Lisa, I see that. Really nice. Jasmine, I just saw yours. I think you should cook a little more. Jill, that's looking really good over there. Let's see. Sarah, like that. Lindsay, Jean E. Martin. Oh, beautiful. Looking good over there. How y'all looking really good. How's your guys' house smell? Throw up.
Yeah, we all just started kind of coughing and eyes watering a little bit.
Yeah, baby.
Zoe said it smells good. Francis and Zoe said it smells good out there.
It's smelling good here.
You know, Francis is gonna come and make one as soon as he gets down.
You know, the world is. I'm just glad I've stayed alive long enough to see the world loves stinky foods. Because it wasn't that way for a lot of the Western world like 20, 30 years ago. So I'm just so happy that we're here.
Yeah, that's that was like really good kimchi, and I've never liked kimchi. Like I didn't like tomatoes, and I used pico as a bridge. This is my new bridge, Quesadilla. It's like the perfect vessel to sell me on anything.
Yes.
Bridge.
Okay.
The kimchi slice that you got going at Best Friends, like everything that rolls out on the table in Vegas, so good. All those just like, oh man, unbelievable stuff. Probably the best I've ever had.
Thank you. Shout out to Las Vegas. Just the whole town in Las Vegas. Oh, you made your own cookie. Look at it flexing over here, Rachel. Look at that. I mean, great job. Las Vegas, very much. I don't know where y'all are calling in from, but like every other city, but Vegas, because it's so heavily, weighted on tourism, the whole city and all my team members and all the people I know out there, was, literally shut down more than anything I'd ever seen, where literally everything went dark for a year, and we just reopened a month ago, and it's been pretty amazing at Best Friend. Like I haven't seen so much elation in a long time.
Hey, Roy, I have a question. How do you make your kimchi?
Okay, and I'm looking at the chat. I'll just answer this question. How long would this process normally take? I'm not sure what that refers to. Can you be specific if that means the cooking or the process to make kimchi? As far as cooking goes, I'll answer if that means towards cooking. Once it's ready, and if the kimchi was cooked ahead of time, or even if you're doing a small amount, caramelizing caramelize. It should take anywhere between like 5 to 10 minutes at the most. I think that's how long we've been bullshitting so far. So we're almost there. As far as making your own kimchi, was that your question, Sylvia?
Yeah. How do you like at your restaurant? What are you can share?
So Best Friend, the restaurant that Zach just mentioned, that's in Las Vegas. A big cornerstone of the restaurant is doing our own fermentation and making our own kimchi. So we make them in these huge batches, like the size of containers we put them in are like the size of a Volkswagen Bug, huge. We got like 10, 20 of those containers. And what we do is we just marinate. We do all different types of kimchi. We do cucumber kimchi, we do cabbage kimchi, we do a broccoli raw kimchi, we do a sprout kimchi, we do a daikon radish kimchi, we do sometimes fruit kimchi, melon kimchi. Well, it sounds like bubble gum. It's not like bubble gum with shirt right now. But we do like anything and everything you can pickle. We pretty much make in the kimchi radish, and so we take all of that, and it takes about, we marinate it different ways with different spices, and it takes about 2 minutes in the first initial process of just like mixing and letting it kind of like start to ferment, and then we put it in the refrigerator for like another month. So it takes about a month and a half to make our kimchi.
Oh wow! Yeah, I love your kimchi.
Thank you.
I don't know.
Great. I heard there was a playlist. Can we play music while we're finishing up this section, Sylvia?
Yeah, let's do it.
What was, I heard the band put together a playlist, right? Did everyone get to access it?
Yeah, hopefully everyone's listening to the playlist in their homes.
Oh, awesome.
But we'll also try to play it from here. Yeah.
It'd be nice to have that on the back end, huh?
So, Roy, you said that in Vegas shows are starting back up. I heard that big festival. Did you see it?
Yeah. Oh, I was going to ask you guys about that. Like, I saw that concerts are starting to come back. Like, the arenas are starting to advertise. And hey, there you go, cocktail number 2. But yeah, life is beautiful. Outside Lands. These festivals. I'm curious to see how that's going to all happen. How do you control social distancing? In a concert field. I guess they're going to have different zones that we stand in or something like that. I don't know.
Whoa, is that how it's gonna work?
Yeah, how's it gonna? Yeah, you guys are. I should ask you guys. How's like a festival gonna work? Like Life is Beautiful or Outside Lands?
Yeah, I think a little distance and everybody being responsible until then. But yeah, no, we're getting offers. We're saying
Yeah.
And
yeah, because like I guess my question, Zach, is like an arena, they can earmark seats, right? And like put seats, but once we get to the festival level, I'm just curious to see how they can keep people from standing like right on top of each other.
Yeah, I'm guessing there's I'd like to see it with art, honestly. Like put up a bunch of like beautiful structures instead of like just little round spots on the floor. You know, it's like let's make something cool. Put things in between people that makes it seem full, at least full of something. It doesn't all have to be human bodies. It can be, you know, little statues or mannequins or something fun. I think there's a whole other way to collaborate with local artists and make it more fun.
That's a fucking great answer, man. Seriously.
That is a great idea. Thanks. I like that.
Thanks. Don't tell anyone. Everyone.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, have you seen how the Flaming Lips do the bubbles, the personal bubbles?
Yeah, I mean, that was pretty good. We all made those jokes when we first I was like, oh, Flaming Lips will be fine. And then, of course, they Flaming Lips are fun.
Yeah, that would be pretty amazing if 100,000 people at a festival, we were all in bubbles.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good. Just environmentally responsible, but sorry.
Yeah.
Maybe we, you know what? Maybe we should do like we should do them like on rivers and just all float.
That's what I'm talking about, man.
Yeah. A float fest.
Yeah.
And then we could have like
head out, man. And
have you all ever been to Thailand? Like we could have like food. They have 4 kitchens like in little kayaks, like all throughout the rivers. And,
hell yeah.
Yeah, and so you could just pull up to one and then have like, you know, an amazing.
Totally, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. We would start that on the sand. Yeah.
You guys have never played Thailand or Southeast Asia? Have you played?
No, never. Would love to. Really want to go there.
We did some voters.
Talk to people in there. I know. No, we need to go over there. We got to see a lot more of the world on the last few tours, but it's still a big one, man. It's a big one and a small one.
Fest. I'm speaking to Rich right now. I see your name, Rich. Like, earmark that for us, me and the band, man. We're gonna own that shit.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah.
Float Fest 2023. We got this.
Do it.
Make it so. So let me
make it so.
You know, it's pretty cooked down, and yeah, that's what we're looking at.
There we go. Float Fest or
Oh yeah.
Boozy floats. There we go.
Wow.
You guys, everyone here in the class, we're all a part of this. We all own the IP together. We're all co-opting this festival together.
Have you been to
I miss Coachella too.
Yeah, Rich is frantically sending you text messages right now.
Yeah.
Abort! Get out of there!
All right. So we should be close to ending the bullshitting phase right now. We should be getting close to cooking now. How's it looking, Jason?
It's looking pretty good.
All right, great. All right. Let's move on to the next step. We're as good as
It's caramelized really well. Not so much
Okay.
jam. You probably need another 20 minutes for that.
No. We won't do this. So now what I want you to do is add the butter and any remaining juice or anything, and then we're just going to cook all that down together.
All the butter.
All thick?
I don't know how much you have measured there, but maybe
I
like
think you said 8 tablespoons, correct?
Yeah, so yeah, throw the whole stick in there. Why not?
Yeah.
You got it.
Hell yeah.
And so all of you that are cooking along as well, this is the moment now to add the butter, any remaining juices. And then what you want to do is the juices, chef term is going to deglaze the pan, pick up all of the fond and pick up all of the flavor and everything. And then the butter is going to emulsify it, which is going to pull everything together and give it a shine and pull all of the umami and the fat globules together so that when you eat it, it feels very luxurious and rich in your mouth.
Yeah, that's really good.
Reminds me of like when I'd work in a restaurant, we're like, that's delicious. Now what'd you put in it? Like, yeah, put a stick of butter in it.
Yeah, butter. Hey, Kyle, I know you're a coffee connoisseur. Have you ever had coffee with butter in it?
I had coffee butter in it, but I stopped it because I'd have to hear about it every 2 seconds from John. Like, makes me feel good, bro. I'm going for a run. I'm getting skinnier. It's all good, man. Hey, yeah, Roy, I ain't about those fad diets. I'm not about those fad diets.
Yeah.
But to be fair, you know,
Buttery coffee is good. I like it. It tastes great.
I've never had it. So what is it? Butter inside of coffee?
Put butter on everything. We're big fans of butter. And a word from our sponsor, butter. And
that's the sponsor for the Flow Fest. Butter is going to sponsor the Flow Fest.
Oh, Big Butter?
Oh, dude, big butter.
Big butter.
So what's your next step again? Sorry.
Add butter and juice and cook more.
All the juice is basically in there, right?
Yeah, that's fine. Then just add the butter until it melts all the way through. And then now we're going to start cooking the quesadilla.
All right.
Cool. Wow. This is where you go.
Okay.
Oh, man, I'm tired on top. Should I come back?
So we should have a medium-ish heat level on the pan or griddle for whatever one's using. You're going to want to put a generous amount of oil. I mean, not puddles of it, but a generous amount. Don't be shy with the oil. And then throw your tortilla onto it, and then cover the whole tortilla with cheese, or at least half of it.
Go bonkers on the cheese.
Yeah, go. Okay.
How much cheese cover?
Yeah, you could cover the whole thing with one layer of cheese. And again, we're talking about very simple food here, but the key is in the details. So the thing that distinguishes our Kogi quesadilla is we get really blistery on the outside of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, what you want to do is you want to make sure that bottom of the quesadilla, you want it to blister almost like a Neapolitan pizza. So for anyone who's following along. And with cooking, there's that fine moment in between perfect and burnt. And so we want to get right there between perfect and burnt.
Where I live, Roy. I live right there.
That's where we all live, right? That's rock and roll. That's rock and roll right there. That space is rock and roll.
There it is.
I always leave a tiny quarter inch around the edge or so because you know that cheese is going to melt out.
Roy, can I ask, is he supposed to wash his hands first, or?
I just wash my hands. I just wash my hands.
He's a drummer. He's good.
What do you think I wear? I'm going to be a wash my hands. You know where to find me. Don't worry, that's
so once you get the
So good.
So once you get the tortilla to not that rock and roll space of between perfect and burnt, right before that is when you want to put, as the cheese is melting, put the kimchi on top of the cheese.
Yeah, on top of the cheese.
Yeah, we're going to want that in a minute, Jack.
And once you guys put the kimchi on the cheese, that's the point where if you guys have any green garnishes or herbs or anything, that's when you can sprinkle those on top of the kimchi.
Full.
shaved green onion, chopped cilantro, chopped shiso leaf, anything like that. If you want to put it.
How about straight up here?
Grab the green.
Yeah.
And you can also at this stage sprinkle sesame seeds that you all have over the kimchi and the chopped herbs. And so you're filling this whole thing with different layers, right? You have the cheese, you have the caramelized kimchi, which has butter in it, and then you have the herbs and the sesame seeds. Building all of these layers. And at the same time, you're doing a great job, Kyle. Keep eye on that tortilla. If it's going too fast and the cheese is not melting yet, you're not ready to fold it over.
Oh, it's all melting mash there.
Okay, and then once you guys have everything in there and all the layers, and the tortilla is starting to look really, really delicious and blistered, not fully like burnt, like charred yet, but kind of blistering. You want to fold the whole thing over into a half moon.
Oh my God. That's real good.
Can I got a second more, Roy?
Oh yeah, can you zoom in on that? There you go. So you're over on the half
a little bit more.
Yeah. So now what you want to? No, you're looking good. What you want to do is, you have enough oil on that pan over there?
Yeah, we got enough oil.
Okay, good. So now what you want to do is, now this is the final stage of the quesadilla. Is that's folded over. You have all the stuff in, and now you want to just kind of give it a bunch of love taps on each side, and just continue to flip it over and over on each side, back and forth, almost like you're flipping pancakes in a sense, and you kind of pat them down. And what we're doing is we continue to pat it down. You want some of the stuff inside the quesadilla to ooze out just a little bit, and we want that to create like a crispy edge around the round part of the quesadilla. And then as we're constantly flipping back and forth, patting down, we're creating, again, this kind of like, it might be imaginary, but to me, it's real. We're creating these pockets of air and these pockets of density within the food. That, again, it's just cheese, tortilla, and oil. But if you're doing all of these steps and we're cooking with all of this heart and all of this tension, the food has to taste better. And so we're going back and forth. Keep doing that, Kyle, till you get the outsides. The outside of the quesadilla should literally look like the best Neapolitan pizza you've ever had. Okay? So once we get there, you can take it off and move it to the cutting board.
A room over here if you want.
And those of you cooking along at home, if you want to show me your quesadilla before you move it to the cutting board or at the cutting board, please go ahead.
Yeah, we want to see.
Roy, I fucked up, man.
Good. Looking good, Jasmine.
Outside and melted onto the tortilla.
See, Baron, that's looking good. Ooh, nice, guys. It's okay to add the quesadilla back to the if you haven't fully got it caramelized yet. I'm looking at Bonnie. How come, is that the outside of the quesadilla? Oh, I see. That's much better. It was light. It was the lighting.
Yeah.
And then we'll get another one on that.
Okay. Sarah, oh, that's really nice, Sarah. That's the caramelization on that.
I think Sarah won our raffle. She got the griddle.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Sarah got the griddle. Wow.
Show us the griddle. We want to see.
We are loving it right now. It's working. We really like it.
Nice.
Wow.
That looks awesome.
Looking good, guys. So, okay, it looks like almost everyone is there. Go ahead and move your quesadilla to a cutting board. Again, don't move it there. And if you've moved it out, you can always move it back in. Don't move it there till it's ready. Food should never be served if it's not ready. Okay. And that's the thing I find sometimes is that sometimes people serve food and they're like, oh, well, it's like almost done. What the fuck is almost done? Like, serve it when it's done, like it's okay to, go back. So again, we want this tortilla to be as crispy as crispy you can
I think
imagine.
it's gonna be a little bit more
We
crisp
want
enough.
we want blistered bubbles on the outside. We want a little bit of char around. We want the edges oozing out with the cheese all crispy. We want it packed down so much that it feels dense, almost like a $5,000 bills, you know. And yeah, we want that. So if you're not there, based on my descriptions, go back to the pan. If you're there, move to the cutting board.
Are we there, Roy? I don't know if we're there.
Let me see.
That's fair. It looks good.
Oh, I think you're there. Look at that. That looks amazing. And yeah, it has like, what's the word? It's like stiff, right? It feels like it's different than just a floppy, soggy quesadilla, right?
Totally.
Okay, great. Great. Okay, so I'll just give Sylvia another 20 seconds or so to make sure everyone else is there.
Yeah, we'll play some music.
Ash and Ben, you're looking really good. Look at that. Okay, so let's play about 30, 45 seconds of music, Sylvia, and then we'll go right back to it.
Live in the country on dog bone, ride on a spaceship, won't get lost. Mom still tell me that penny calls. Ride a bicycle, my ass and soul, sell a holy Bible from door to door. Used to be stupid, but it ain't no more. Mine just be stupid to you. Well, like drink beer, hang out in the bars. Don't like buses, don't like cars. Don't like presidents, don't like stars. Never had stitches, but I do got scars.
Does this look right? Is this how cooked it should be?
What was that? Was that
Sarah?
Sarah? I don't know if it's the lighting, but that looks a little too black on that lower left-hand portion.
That's diplomatic.
That side's a little better. So yeah, we'll forget the other side was there.
Okay, thank you.
Roy, this is very special.
Oh, this is so nice. I see. Is that Bill Esparza? Is that the Bill Esparza I know?
Bill's you?
Yeah, Bill's been there since the beginning of Kogi. One of the top minds and resources on food from Mexico in the world. So if any of you guys are all ever looking for any, if you're ever looking to go down a rabbit hole or understand or taste the culture, just look for Bill Esparza.
Hi, Bill.
Cheers. Salud, Bill. Thanks for supporting. All right, let's see here. All right, here we go. All right, so now I think everyone should be here now. So let's cut the quesadilla into triangles like this.
I'll do 4 triangles.
Four triangles. The way we do it at Kogi is we sauce it up. We sauce it up kind of like this, like really liberally over the top.
Yeah.
And then we garnish it with sesame seeds, crushed sesame seeds. Give it that little bit of nuttiness.
Yeah. Ooh, I like that.
And so you have that nuttiness.
Yum.
And I like my food drippy. You know, a lot of people say I put too much sauce on my food. I've seen that. You know, I read the comments. You know, I read the reviews and shit like that with anything. Everyone says my food is too saucy, and too messy, and all that. But man, I don't know. That's how I like food. So like it should be.
Oh, we have a judge. Who's the young chef over there?
Oh, this is Chef Francis.
Hello. Hi.
Oh, hi.
Are you gonna be the judge of the dish?
I hope you like kimchi. So all the aprons, the band is wearing, everyone's wearing, those are our newly designed aprons for Kogi.
Yeah, how do we get them, Roy? Can we still get one?
I have no idea.
Okay, we'll find out.
I'm the worst at selling merch. Worst. I have no idea, but maybe go to our website. No idea.
Yeah, you sell it, Francis.
Okay.
Tell everybody.
It looks good.
Wow, look at that. That's so cute.
Yeah.
It looks so cute. Wow. So, Corey, I'm seeing your quesadilla very nice. So everyone, sauce it up.
All right, let's sauce it up, guys.
Don't worry about getting messy. The thing about Kogi food is it should drip down your hand as you eat it. That's how saucy you want the food.
Get messy with your hands.
And the best part of cooking, you guys, is now to eat it. So, Zach, how you guys doing over there? You guys eating?
Yeah, we're eating.
Yeah.
Mm.
Which sauce do we use? From your from Kogi, there are two sauces that were listed. Which one would you do?
Oh, yeah, we have an orange chili sauce and a kind of gochujang sauce. And
We have both.
Korean hot sauce. I don't know if all you guys are sauces you can use. Those you can use your normal hot sauce that you guys anyone loves.
If she wants the spicy or the orange.
Try both. Ash and Ben, try them both. I want to hear how the quesadilla tastes.
Oh, quesadilla is so good. Yeah, it is all about just like, it's the waiting game. You like really get that the kimchi like nice and brown, like thick, dirty. Okay. And then get the cheese that same way too, and get a nice little crunch. Oh, that's fantastic.
Real nice classic twist on something that shouldn't be messed with, Roy. Only you. Only you.
Only you can actually get that. Jason? Chef?
What about people at home? Mm.
How's everyone doing? Everyone at home,
Here's the real word.
Check it out.
put up your quesadilla to the camera or take a bite in the camera. We would love to see you guys eating.
Oh, yeah.
Help you make more.
We got to pull this one off here real quick. We just finished that
Look
one.
at that.
Oh, look
Yeah,
at
we're still
this.
patting her down. Pretty good. This one over here.
Nice.
It's amazing.
That's cool. We have so many people cooking together.
Look at that. Wow.
Yeah, now since you guys have the ingredients, you guys can just keep cooking quesadillas and you have the technique and the ingredients.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, Roy. Does anyone have any questions at home? How's your quesadilla coming together? Do you wish it tasted different? Any questions? This is your chance. You know, to talk to this master chef over here. So let us know. Okay, we do have a question. Do it. Okay. You can unmute yourself. Hi.
This is Jeffrey, this is more of a comment than a question, but I brought my brother to LA 12 years ago, 13 years ago. We're from Canada. We brought him to LA to see how easy it was to get there. We went to Koji for our very first experience. He's living there now. He's a musician. We support him. We love him. We love you.
Thank you so much. I love Canada. I don't know if people know that. I fucking love Canada. I love it there. So thank you.
Where is everyone? So we've got you from Canada. Anyone else not in Los Angeles or not in Portland, I guess I should say? Phil had a question. Raleigh? North Carolina's got great food. Phoenix, Arizona, Denver, Brooklyn, Santa Barbara, Jersey, everywhere. Aloha. My.
So I just saw a comment of like you guys are liking it and how simple, it blows your mind how something simple. So all the things we've been talking about and teaching here on this class is that cooking is not about how many ingredients or how expensive or how fancy it are. It's how you can make three ingredients: cheese, tortilla, something amazing. And that's ultimately, if you think about it, that's very much like a Neapolitan pizza, which is just dough, San Marzano tomatoes, and maybe some mozzarella. But it's really about coercing the flavor, the timing, the type of wood you're using, the exact heat. These are all elements of cooking that matter. And then it's like the buildup, like Zach said, the wait, the buildup, and then the patience, and then the reward. And I don't think we have enough of that in America with cooking. We don't look at cooking in that way enough, I believe.
Chef, we had a question from Phil. He was wondering if there's a difference between sweet orange chili, the sticky spicy wing sauce, and the Kogi salsa roja.
Yeah, they're all different sauces. We just came out with our sauces a few months ago, and it only took us 12 years, but I'm pretty slow on a lot of stuff. And these are all just different sauces that we have on the truck. This orange chili is influenced by the Thai barbecue sauces that I loved growing up. The salsa roja is a true inspiration of the salsa roja here, on the streets of Los Angeles that I grew up eating. But with the introduction of gochujang inside of it. The sticky spicy wing sauce is, Korean wings are really delicious, and there's like a different tang to them than like the buffalo style. So ours has a little more kind of fruit sweetness to it. You can use any of the sauces for the quesadilla. But on the truck, it's served with the Korean hot sauce, the salsa roja.
This orange sauce is wild, dude. So good.
Yum.
It's so hard. It's so hard. These very like organic sauces. Like I don't mean organic as far as like ingredient based. I mean organic like from yourself into a bottle. It's the hardest. I don't know if anybody here ever has to do that down the road, but it's so hard putting it like into mass production, something that comes from a very small batch size. So it took us a really long time to figure it out, but I'm glad you guys like it. Thanks, Kyle. We worked so hard on it. It almost like, I don't know, for you guys, is it like a song you've never released that you work on for like years and years and years? That's how it is.
Joke.
What's a song that you can compare to the sauce?
Big Baby Bogota, except we never finished it.
It's coming up. But yeah, it's like
Yeah.
trying to
It just took so long.
produce magic, and it's so hard. You
This
can't-
song is in its 11th version, so maybe the next one. That's when we release.
Yeah, by 12, usually you should get there, almost. The first time I tried the sauce was on pizza at Pizza Expo. Remember that? You had the
Oh, yeah.
at the Pizza Expo. As an Italian, I was like, wow, okay, this is different. And then it was
Shout out to the cameraman.
delicious.
Thank you, Ian.
Nice. Okay, any more questions out there? Before we let you guys enjoy your food, and this is your chance. Yeah, we do. Bonnie, do it.
Give that a dunk right
Hi,
here.
Bonnie.
Give it just yeah, give it a dunk.
Yeah, give it like a whole different function. It like adds so much to the flavor.
Hey, Bonnie.
Wanted to buy the sauce.
That's pretty good.
We can't hear you well, but I think it's about where do we buy the sauce, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, where do you buy this sauce?
Oh, okay.
You want me to sell it for you?
Okay. It's you actually would do a hell of a better job than I do. Because
Dude, I'll make some videos for you.
I'm
like
really-
forever.
We just put the fake up and it just goes.
I'm the worst at self-promotion. I'm the worst at like getting stuff out. Like I don't know how to do all that. I just know,
This can be found at Smart and Final.
but it's sold at Smart and Final. So we started with a local Californian grocer because it just felt right with who we are as Kogi. You know, like Kogi is if you just give me a second to explain, like Kogi is a very interesting, we're an interesting family. We're an interesting brand. We're this worldwide brand, but for 12 years, like we're still only like 3 trucks. And like, it's a miracle that we make it to where we're going to make it every day, you know? And it's just like, we're still really grassroots and rough around the edges. And that's who we are. And that's who eats our food. And that's like, you know, our life and our culture. And so when we decided to do the sauce, we were like, you know what, let's go with a brand that like feels like us and that is related to us. And we started shopping at Smart Final when we started Kogi, before we had like accounts and stuff where you could buy stuff like and pay them 30 days later. Like we first started shopping at Smart Final and we're like, you know what, let's go Smart Final. That sounds like the perfect like LA thing. And you know, so we start there. We're looking into Costco, you know, we'll see if they accept us in there in Costco. And we're looking at possibly getting into retail one day in the next year or so, make them smaller bottles and be at your every local grocer. So hopefully, who knows?
So Costco is cool.
But I heard you can buy them online, but on Amazon. But I think they're marked up. So just be wary of the price if they're marked up. The sauce should only be about, a big thing about us is we really care about affordability. And that's our whole thing. And so our sauce, this whole half-gallon bottle is only like $10, you know, $11. And I think on Amazon they mark it up like 2 times, but I think it depends on the supply and demand. So.
Yeah, cool. Thanks for that question.
It's $30 on Amazon.
Yeah.
Yeah. See,
cool. Well, guys, thank you so much for doing this with us. We're doing another Feed the Music. Coming up next is with Nathan from Zuni Cafe in San Francisco and the band The Dodos. I don't know if you're familiar. You either absolutely love them or you don't know them. I love them.
Yeah, we like the Dodos.
Love the Dodos, but this has been incredible, and it just feels like full circle. I think I've seen Portugal the Man at the Wiltern, and I met Roy at the Wiltern, and yeah, I can't wait for us to go back to shows, playing and doing all that. But thank you guys. Thanks for anyone who supported your money. It goes a long way. We're gonna feed a community in need, and we're gonna do it with Roy. And you know, really makes a huge impact being here today. So thank you for spending the Sunday afternoon with us and trusting us, and Roy and Zach and John and everyone. Thank you so much. We see you guys.
Thank you, Sylvia. I don't get to see the boys too much, and it's always I cherish every moment. So this has been awesome.
Awesome. Okay.
Thank you.
Good. Thank you guys.
Love you guys.
Bye.
Float Fest 2022.
Do it. We got it.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.